performance is completely antithetical to the internal reality we just analyzed. We get this specific, painful instruction manual for navigating the world. If anybody asks, yeah, I'm doing okay, I gotta fake it till I make it, they won't see me this way.
That line, "fake it till I make it," we've all heard it, but here it is, just steeped in tragic irony. The artist has already made it creatively, They've generated the symphony strength, but they still feel this need to deceive everyone. Success hasn't solved the core problem. It's maybe even amplified the need for the mask.
And what's the mechanism of that deception? It's so profoundly simple and devastatingly effective. I put a smile on my face so I can make it through the day, the simplest public-facing tool, but the text makes it so clear that the effort required just to maintain that small facial expression is exhausting.
And this relentless effort to project stability is precisely what leads to more isolation. Especially when you connect it to success. We see the price of rising above the chaos laid bare. It's getting lonely at the top. I'm getting colder each day. Success mandates distance. The mask becomes necessary to protect the internal vulnerability from the external world, but protection brings coldness.
That journey from internal storm to required masket, it culminates in the most chilling line of the whole text. A complete failure to recognize the self. This is the deepest point of the identity crisis, where the person performing the success and the person writing the pain are entirely separate. I'm looking in the mirror, see a stranger and place a soul that's not mine, but we share the same face.
That is just total psychological disintegration. And it is so crucial to spend time understanding the weight of that visual. It's not just feeling depressed. It's a terrifying realization that the self has been replaced by the successful, smiling persona. The original, authentic self is gone.
Leaving a shell.
Just a shell that shares the same physical features.
And that alienation, it immediately spirals into self-loathing. I mean, when you're confronted with a stranger who shares your face, the doubt becomes inescapable. Hey, I'm sick of myself and these flaws I cannot ignore. I'm having these doubts that lately have been haunting me down to my core. The facade isn't just dishonest to the world. It has created an object of disgust for the artist looking inward.
Which raises a really profound question for you, the listener. Is the artist disgusted by the flaws of the authentic self? Or are they disgusted by the deceptive, successful self reflected in the mirror? The text implies the latter, that the stranger is the problem. The creation of the public persona has induced self-revulsion.
Absolutely. So if the facade is the cause of this self-alienation, then segment 4 explores the attempt to deliberately break that disguise. It's a moment of profound self-awareness, where the artist looks at their own work and recognizes its function as a shield. Hooks was just a blanket I was using as a disguise.
This is the metacritical element. Recognizing that even the artistic method, the catchy parts, the commercial elements, was a form of intentional obfuscation. That is a huge step toward honesty. The art that was meant to be the chain breaker has, in some ways, become part of the new chain.
It's a performance.
The performance required to keep the facade alive.
And given that realization, the text highlights this dramatic, tangible attempt to achieve freedom. The artist undertakes a hard reset on identity. I changed my name, so I'm breaking free from all these self-made lies.
Wow.
It's an active severing of ties, an effort to physically and legally distance themselves from the struggling identity they see in the mirror.
The change of name is just an extraordinary measure. It's meant to eliminate the internal pressure associated with the original self and all that wreckage. It's a bold, almost desperate move to fully step out of the shadows. However, the text immediately undercuts the success of this action.
Right, because despite the name change, despite the self-aware decision to break the disguise, the internal condition persists. The relief is only temporary. It just underscores the relentless cyclical nature of this struggle. That familiar echo returns. Every day it just feels the same when I'm in a mental storm.
The external action hasn't been enough.
Not enough to dissipate the mental storm.
The storm is relentless, and the artist, feeling trapped despite all these monumental efforts, shifts back to that heartbreaking sense of silent isolation. It's an unspoken plea for connection in a world that just doesn't seem capable of responding. I'm silently crying out for help in a world that's so worn.
That line, a world that's so worn, implies the external world is either too tired or too cynical or maybe just too focused on its own struggles to perceive the silent cry for help. And the reality of that loneliness is captured in the final observation, bringing the whole cycle full circle. I never find a beam another day spends alone.
The failure to find a beam, that light, that external source of validation or connection, it forces the artist right back into the loop. The struggle for redemption is real. The chains are being broken, But the emotional cost of maintenance and the failure to connect keeps that every day is the same cycle running. The repetition of the lonely road motif and the need to fake being okay just underscores that this battle is chronic. It's ongoing.
So what does this all mean for you as the listener? Our analysis of this text reveals just the profound weight of maintaining a successful image while simultaneously battling crushing internal isolation and self-doubt. The creation of the song provides strength and peace, yes, but it exists in this fraught relationship with the necessary public performance, a performance that, ironically, fuels the self-loathing.
I think the final takeaway is how powerfully this source material wraps the tension between private pain and public created output. The song is evidence of the fight for authenticity, even while the artist is questioning whether the fight itself is part of the lie. The creation is the chain breaker, but the chains just keep reappearing every morning.
So here is a final provocative thought for you to carry forward based on everything we've analyzed. Given the explicit struggle with self-made lies and a changed name in pursuit of identity, if the artist were to truly finally resolve the source of pain, if that storm completely subsided, does the profound symphony strength generated by suffering remain? Or does the need for that creative release just vanish when the chains are fully broken? Think about that complex relationship between pain and art.